Santa and the Christmas Yacht, a Victorian Christmas tale. On a cold and moonlit Christmas Eve, Santa Claus found himself standing before a bustling North Pole workshop. This was no ordinary workshop. Its high rafters and sturdy beams sheltered a grand project, one that had been whispered about for months. A Christmas yacht. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of pine and varnish, the sound of hammers and saws echoing through the space. Elves scurried back and forth, their brows furrowed with determination. But something was amiss. Despite the fervent activity, the mood in the workshop was heavy, as though an invisible weight bore down on all of them. Santa stepped inside, his boots crunching on sawdust-strewn floors, and approached the partially constructed yacht. Its elegant lines and shining brass fittings hinted at its intended glory, but cracks along its hull and the limp, untested sails told a different story.
A fine vessel, but one that seems troubled. What's holding her back?
An elf with a drooping hat approached, his face etched with worry.
She's meant to sail the frozen lake, Santa, to deliver joy to the village beyond. But no matter how hard we work, she won't hold together. The hull cracks, the sails won't catch wind. We don't know what else to do.
Santa nodded thoughtfully, his sharp eyes scanning the vessel.
Then, let's see if we can fix her together.
Santa rolled up his sleeves and joined the elves, working tirelessly to mend the yacht. They patched the cracks with enchanted resin, sanded the wood until it gleamed, and tightened the bolts securing the rigging. When the hull appeared sound, they carefully slid the yacht closer to the frozen lake, the runners beneath her gliding smoothly over the snow. But as soon as the icy air touched the hull, the cracks reappeared, spidering across the wood like frozen lightning. The elves stepped back disheartened, and Santa sighed.
A ship like this needs more than craftsmanship. It needs purpose.
Determined not to give up, Santa turned his attention to the sails. They were no ordinary sails, but woven with threads of magic, meant to catch the winds of Christmas cheer. Santa helped hoist them high, their shimmering fabric glowing faintly under the moonlight. The elves held their breath as Santa called to the wind. But the sails remained limp, lifeless in the still air. The glow dimmed, and the yacht sat motionless, its promise unfulfilled.
It seems the cheer these sails need is missing. Without joy, even magic cannot move this ship.
The elves looked at one another, their usual cheer replaced by doubt. The village on the far side of the lake, once known for its laughter and celebration, had grown quiet in recent years. Burdened by hardship and loss, its people had forgotten how to celebrate Christmas. Santa paced the workshop, his boots tapping against the planks.
We'll need to rekindle the light in their hearts. Without it, this yacht will never sail.
Santa made his way to the village, his figure casting a long shadow over the frozen lake. The streets were dim, the houses silent save for the occasional creak of wood in the cold. He knocked on doors, delivering small gifts and sharing warm words, but the responses were muted. At one home, an elder person opened the door, his eyes tired but kind.
We've forgotten how to celebrate, Santa. The joy feels so far away now.
Santa returned to the workshop, his heart heavy. The elves watched him expectantly, but he shook his head.
The yacht was meant to bring joy to the village, but it seems the village must first bring joy to itself.
He sat beside the yacht, staring out at the frozen lake. The sails still hung limp, the hull was still fragile, and the project felt like a dream too big.
Perhaps this is a gift that cannot be given.
As the moon rose higher, a faint glow appeared on the horizon. Santa squinted, rising to his feet. The glow grew brighter, and soon a small figure emerged from the darkness. A child holding a lantern. Behind them came others, each carrying a light of their own. The villagers, bundled in heavy coats and scarves, trudged across the snow, their lanterns casting golden orbs of warmth against the icy night. The child stepped forward, their voice trembling with hope.
We don't have much, Santa, but we wanted to share what we could.
The villagers gathered around the yacht, their lanterns glowing brighter as they huddled together. The warmth from their lights seemed to melt the doubt in the air. Santa felt it too. A spark, faint but growing. He turned to the elves.
Hoist the sails again! Let's see what happens when light meets light!
The elves scrambled to their positions, their movements swift and sure. The sails unfurled, catching the lantern's glow and reflecting it across the frozen lake. This time, the sails shimmered with golden threads, their magic reignited by the villagers' shared hope. The yacht creaked, its hull groaning as the cracks sealed themselves. The runners beneath it glowed faintly, and with a gentle push, the elves and villagers sent the yacht gliding onto the ice.
Ho, 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 ho. There she goes! Stronger than ever! Ho, 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 ho.
The yacht moved gracefully across the frozen lake, its sails glowing brighter with each passing moment. Music and laughter spilled from its deck, carried by the wind to every corner of the village. The ice beneath sparkled, reflecting the joy that now filled the air. Santa stood at the edge of the lake, his heart swelling with pride.
A ship's strength doesn't come from its wood or sails. It comes from the hearts it carries.
The villagers and elves joined hands, their lanterns forming a circle of light that mirrored the glowing yacht. For the first time in years, the village sang together, their voices ringing out under the starry sky. As the yacht returned to shore, its deck laden with gifts and laughter, Santa turned to his sleigh. He climbed aboard, his face lit with a satisfied smile.
This Christmas will be one they'll never forget! Ho, 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 ho.
The sleigh rose into the air, Santa's laughter echoing across the frozen lake. Below, the yacht sailed once more, a beacon of joy and togetherness that would carry the villagers' hopes for many Christmases to come. And as the stars shone down, the villagers knew that even in their darkest nights, light and love could guide them home.
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night! Ho, 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 ho.